Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Tonight, our goal is we're going to finish off 2.4, and then we're going to just knock off some dungeons that we've been ignoring for a while. But let's head into it. All right, stream is live.
This cloud mount kind of surfboards or snowboard moves. Sometimes it's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see you. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elian Ral and Ulda even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetherite. After you, Scion. Have people been operating without Alpha Nodes, without respecting his authority or something?
Yeah, I know. He seemed a little.
Or does he just really not like the new Archon? Because she came from the city that he's from, so they may have known each other for a while. There, it's ready. Ha! It worked, I think. Try attuning to the Aetherite now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. We've done all we can. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. And if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moibrida's experiments, but others have surely Others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Ah, before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Imric. Sir Imric regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read you this letter. Ahem. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. The warrior of light, savior of Eorza, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Just one moment. All right, are we ready?
Yep.
Just FYI, this is 8-man.
Woot.
Eight man made me nervous.
Well, hopefully there are some non-sprouts here who know what they're doing.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. O Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah, it was.
I was kind of afraid we were all dead there for a second.
There's
No,
still
we are
time.
now. Yeah. Yes, we do.
That wasn't too bad.
Nope. What was that?
I got 2 player commendations. It just makes me happy.
Congrats. It won't let us commendate people in our own party.
Nope.
So the only one I could give was to that other
Blind,
dude.
bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift. Hear, feel, think.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
By the 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Dravians are skilled with glamours. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? No? Fair enough. I was only asking. Description. Labrida remains unconvinced you have not sustained a head injury. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everybody to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to White Brim Front and speak with Alpha Node. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing at politics with the Ish Guardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? No reason.
She's
See you again
funny.
soon.
I like
Cheers.
her.
You don't see Toomey, do you?
No. Can you count how many fingers I'm holding up?
That's my next one. I forgot we go to the top, don't we?
You can. There he is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for all of us when I say I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have him to thank. Yes, you're right, of course, Sir Imric. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is a matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillmont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Tunnel. Of that, I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from House Fortemp's caravan? Less the crystals, which comprised the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of what was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. On a unrelated note, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he heard of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him. I just think Lord Haushenfront was just upset that he didn't get to participate. That's what happens when your fort's on the other side of the zone, buddy. What were you thinking? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat? By the Fury! Just the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was, forced to wait, condemned to wander at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what matters. Let us move on. Sir Imeric wishes to have words with you and Master Alphanote in private. He awaits you in the intercessory. Greetings, sir. I shall show you in at once.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Natalan.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until... And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emeric, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgardsormr could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am. Now, why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind?
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reprisal of the primal threat, and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Guardian Empire believes the primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objection to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we would well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, it is better we continue this conversation in Mordana. Did I seriously just teleport back to Camp Dragonhead? Yes, yes, I did.
Hey, Gary, why did you teleport from Camp Dragonhead over to
I
I'm gonna
noticed the
slide
name
in
just
there.
as I hit yes, and I was like, wait, what?
I didn't notice until I appeared at a snowy location when I wasn't expecting snow.
You were just trying to make KJ feel better.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Curthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglemog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Oh, pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded, it would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard-Zoma. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Do you hear that, commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? "'Tis well you are on hand. We have a problem. Royale has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Royale quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridian. I'm certain of it. With her fate in Eorza as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot on Royale's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Blue Frog and join the hunt." Welcome back. I feel a little bad for Minfilia. She
Why is that?
said, "What is that commotion? Go find out what's going on. We went outside, and now we're leaving."
Yeah.
So she's just
Pick up
standing around in her office like, where'd everybody go? What happened?
Was she even done with talking to us? I don't even know.
She hadn't even started talking to us. "My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Royale walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Raban's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale," he said. "As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made an attempt to detain her. And so here we are. Royale must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridian. Meridanium, sorry. I would just like it noted, I don't trust Ilbert. He seems slimy, and I'm not even sure why.
You know what? I thought at first I was like, oh no, and then I got to thinking he was fine, and now I'm back to the same opinion. Like, I'm not sure about him.
Yeah, this is a solo thing. Good luck.
Yep.
I doubt we'll need it. This wretch was with Royale. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down. Not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. God's damn harpy. With me, Scion, we almost have her. Bind her, and do it tight. Yes, sir. Good work, men. Send her and Imperial cronies. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you falling so low. What would you know of low, you spoiled little lordling, who has never known any want? People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it's your God's given right to rule over others. You know naught of our plight, the injustice that we low-bornish guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to survive. Stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It was no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you the only person who ever suffered. In case you have forgotten, Raban himself was born into poverty, and as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortune. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter fate threw us. We took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of low worth. 'Tis true we both had our fair share of struggles. Whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. Not so much as a hint of remorse. Ah. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Raban chose his.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business.
No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Roban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Roman, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. But I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of what has transpired. I am aware that the antecedent held Royale in high regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends. I get the feeling things are happening in Ul'dah.
Yeah.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say.
Wow, I have been mispronouncing that.
Together with Robon, Eileen lent us much-needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with White Auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to Auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Hebrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Hebrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had 2 pieces of white orosite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
'Twould seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the orosite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Vow. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the Isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this. It was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the Calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Huh, triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Wayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monitorous scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace. I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since you proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Roban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Roban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
I think the thing I find the coolest is the fact that it's smart enough to know that when you're standing next to it, you want to scooch into the table. So I was like, how do I get in front of it? Do I stand on it? What do I need to do?
Indeed. When I saw you sitting there, I was like, well, was her chair one you could actually get in front of?
Well, and it's funny because our tails move to the side too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Yeah. So I couldn't pick up the next.
No, we have 3 dungeons we need to do, I think. 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that everybody was on the same page. And they're hard, so.
You're sitting in my lap.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And it looks like you're like.
She's hugging me.
Uh
Just going side to side, singing a little lullaby.
Aww. Cute little lullaby. Except for Emo's pet keeps walking on his halo.
Well,
It's not
yeah.
necessary. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't think mine can get up there.
No. It might try. Poor little
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. It's like, up! Up!
I do note that we appear to have, or at least I appear to have a quest in the class quest spot in the upper left corner, but I'm aware that is not a class quest.
Yeah. Is it in for Garda Awakening?
Mine's Ifrit bleeds, we can kill it. Apparently,
Oh.
you've already done that one.
I have.
No, I got that one too.
I think we picked it up at when we were at the Waking Sands or something.
Yeah, I believe that is where we picked it up.
From
I mean,
what's his name?
yeah, Urianger.
Yes, thank you.
As Good Intentions is our next one, right? But we need to get the 3. Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm not sure where the number 3 came from, but
Well, I tried to pick up a quest from her. Of course, it was all red, and it had 3 dungeons in it.
Oh. From who?
You would. Yeah, she had
Amelia or whatever.
like a red exclamation, and when you click on it, it says 3 different dungeons that we need to do before
I
we
think all
can go
3
to
of
the
us
next.
said hard, right, Sora?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it said hard on mine.
Just a moment.
And I'm not sure if those are the part of the 11 that you said we still need to do.
No, I think he was talking about the just regular dungeons.
I believe that is Ifrit hard, Titan hard, and Garuda hard, which would be where the subquest is sending us. Those would all be 8-man trials as well.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did not know this limitation existed. So.
Oh yeah.
So we have yet another thing we need to do.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to go kill primals, or do we want to run dungeons?
Either's fine.
That's all good, yeah.
It'd be good to do the dungeons we haven't done yet, because then we will not maybe run into the same kind of thing later.
True.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Trying to remember where the entrance to this dungeon is.
The Ifrit one? Oh no, sorry. One of the other ones?
I think it is Camp Bronze Lake. I think.
One of us has not turned in the quest to open it, right? Is that what's happening?
Yep.
Well, I haven't gotten there yet. Oh, okay, got you.
I'm pretty sure KJ has turned in this quest. I think
Yeah,
I think he actually tried to enter this dungeon.
Yeah, I haven't. I can see I've got a check mark, so I haven't turned it in.
Yes, I tried to enter it the other day because there's 3 things in there that I gotta kill for my flame hunter's log. And probably, well, I don't know.
Oh, I will need to kill them eventually, but I have not unlocked that high a level yet.
The rank 3, yeah.
I haven't even unlocked rank 2 yet. So.
Okay, I have turned in the quest.
And this is the Wanderer's Palace. Which actually we've had on our books to do since we did the Praetorium. But, yeah, just never got around to it. Uh-oh. Are we going to be hunting tonberries in here? That could be dangerous.
The green thing?
Yes.
That the little monk thing with the lantern? I need to kill 3 of those.
Alright.
For sure.
Just for your information, tonberries have appeared in many Final Fantasy games, and they almost always look exactly like this. And then you will be fighting them, and then they pull out a butcher knife and kill you in one hit. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the butcher knife, yeah.
Oh, we have to run from this guy. Maybe we shouldn't have killed the treasure hunters. He doesn't appear to be chasing us anymore, at least at the moment.
I keep looking back.
He appeared to stop in the middle of the first room, but I suspect we will be seeing him again, or we'll be seeing more of him.
A little delayed there, sorry.
I pulled that one down.
That's alright, still need 4 more of them.
They don't want to let me go that way. That is a shame. I'm a little concerned that's saying that it's removing safety.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Maybe we want those safety protocols.
And we appear to have more treasure hunters fighting the big Tonberry over here. Is there treasure over here? I don't see anything, so let's go this way and ignore them. Let them fight the big guy. There's another one. Go this way.
Oh, there's another one going in that building right there.
Well, I knew we hadn't seen the last of them.
On the Bloody Lance Head.
Have you been needing that for something?
Well, to make that the lance so I can sell it.
Ah.
I didn't want to pay $4 grand, $5 grand, whatever it was.
Oh, hello, friend. Stop and turn around, please.
His other buddy's coming up behind us.
Yeah, he's turning around. We're good.
Alright, the door is still closed, so we still have more devices to find.
There were baddies inside the center thing where that one walked in.
Yeah. Gotta wait for this guy to get past the steps. careful. I hear him coming.
Yep, he's coming that way, so we'll have to walk around.
There's also another area over here we didn't go to.
There's one on the right.
Yeah, I see him. Apparently nothing over here. Oh, I guess it did say the door opened, didn't it?
Watch out on the left.
I've been seen. Run.
He's stuck. Wait, how'd you get down there?
I ran down the stairs.
Oh, you went back there.
Yeah, he came after me and I just ran down the stairs.
I thought he came after me, so I ran the other way.
Yeah, he did, and so I thought, oh, I can get by, and then he changed to me.
Ah. He's coming after you, KJ. You might want to run. Need to step away for just a moment. I'll be right back.
was messing with my mouse and hit my auto run. That was scary.
What?
I was messing with my mouse and hit my auto run.
Oh,
Started heading directly towards where the moms were. I'm like, ah! I'll be right back. I am back.
Did you get a notification that we've been inactive for 5 minutes and we'd be removed?
No, I did not.
Okay, maybe it was just because I was just standing there. Oh, Kent doesn't get removed. I don't know if we should like.
You can pull him.
Okay, that took way longer than it should have, but I am back now.
Oh, good.
You should try it anyway. It's called rescue.
No, I know I've used it on Zora.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can only do it when you're in combat, though.
Yeah, they mention it in the cheat sheet thing I posted on Discord, too. I didn't know if you even had it yet, though.
Oh, yeah. I don't use it because I'm never fast enough to click on the person and then do it. But we were talking about getting in combat and then me pulling you.
Ah.
Because
we got an
a
alarm.
Message, yeah, I got a message saying we've been inactive, and I didn't know if it was on you as well. And I don't know if it would have solved the problem, but.
Well, if we would have gotten in combat and he got hit, it probably would.
Well, we're all here now.
Yeah.
I actually put
We
it on the hot
we have a
seat and I couldn't
pet,
find
I
it.
believe.
Oh, a pet.
Everybody's rolling need, I assume.
Yes.
Yep.
That dude's behind us. Holy shit. I'm never happy when it's not me.
I know. Never.
Hey, I didn't get the
crap.
last 5.
I haven't done one at all, so.
I know, you haven't.
It's okay. Eventually.
He's gaining
will.
on us.
She's following us? Damn.
Shit, we need lantern oil.
I would suspect these guys drop it.
Okay.
Uh-oh. One of the ones below dropped a flask. I guess we didn't pick it up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
She saw it behind us, yeah.
Not quite sure why you came over there, KJ.
To make sure you didn't get interrupted. I have on many occasions been trying to pull something and been interrupted.
Ah.
Oh, he disappeared. He despawned.
Well, that would be because we're about to meet his boss, it would appear.
King Puddle.
I was just like, the sharpening of the blade was intense.
What do we got to do with the little guy?
I don't have any idea. I imagine kill them, but I don't know. Okay, don't kill them.
Does he get mad?
Oh.
Yeah, he gets stronger when you kill them.
Whoops, I started that one.
That's fine. We're probably gonna have to kill some of them.
I can slow him down.
Limit break him, KJ.
Nice. Yay.
Just one moment.
I love it.
What?
Discord.
That is awesome. That's great.
But yeah, the first time you encounter a Tonberry, I think it's in Final Fantasy VI. It's the first time you meet them. You're like, you know, level 50 or so, and you've been slaughtering everything in your path. You're wandering the desert, and then you go get into combat, and there's this one little bitty guy there on the screen. Like, oh, well, this isn't all that dangerous. And then it's like, uses knife, and somebody's dead. It's like, oh, this is bad. Just like the first time you meet Cactuar as well. They're also deadly dangerous.
You know what the golden saucer, the Cactuar, is like all really, really brilliant, bright, and he's got like all these things, like he's holding something and he has hats and stuff. I saw somebody on a mount that looked like that.
Yeah.
I was trying to take a. Did I get a screenshot of it? No, I was trying to take a screenshot and they disappeared.
I didn't see it for sale, but that would be it. Apparently, it costs 2 million MGP.
Yep, that's it. It's very loud. It's a very loud mount, like a bright loud.
Gotcha. Okay. Next up is a quest we will have, at least that I'm going to have to go do. You guys may have already done it.
What's that?
I'm trying to find it. Oh, we have to go to everybody's favorite town for the first time in actually quite some time. Welcome to Halatali, where heroes are made. I am Arl, and any friend of Hugobert is warmly regarded an acquaintance of mine. Didn't mention he used to tread the sands, did he? Been trying to get that smooth-talking son of a Hydra to take up the gladiator trade again, but gets easily distracted, Hugobert does. Now, I'll wager he didn't put two and two together when he heard your name. You're the lad Fafajani over there was talking about, aren't you? Ha! I knew it. The liberator of Halatali himself. Thanks to you, we've made it nice and deadly in there again. Gotta restore the Colosseum games to the way they were. It's no lap of luxury, I warn you. Place could use some more freshening up, and there are some lurking crawlies that need a good killing, but the brass blades are on the detail. So, what do you say? Care to experience the new and improved training grounds? We'd be honored to have the liberator of Halatali return as a challenger. I get the feeling we're going to need to avoid traps.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem a lot better in here than it was the first time we ran, though.
I actually don't remember it.
Well, I just ran it again yesterday. Because I needed to kill stuff in here. They wanted to move faster than I was expecting them to move.
Yeah. guy said, "Are you fighting or farting?" I think.
That is exactly what he said.
That's funny.
Well, that's a disturbing looking creature.
Almost like a giant goblin.
Or some kind of... It's kind of made up like a minotaur. And we've got a mob walking around here.
With like a purple line thing.
You gotta turn that off. Yep. My hunch was right. Ooh, zap, got hit though.
I'm thinking we may not have wanted to do that.
I'm out too.
I get the feeling that we want the to get the beam on him and zap him when he's trying to do the big thing. But maybe not with how long this is taking. And I'm dead. Okay, what we do is we ignore the little guy wandering around, but remember where he is because it's going to be important. When the big guy starts casting his big attack, we wait for a bit while he's casting it. Then we hit the lever and run over to the little guy, and he'll give us a buff that makes it where we can survive the big hit.
That blue circle he had after it was done.
Right.
Got it.
Get over by him. I'll hit the switch. Might want to stand in front of him, guys.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. Did it again.
Open the door. Oh, I didn't actually. It teleports. You talk to the gladiator.
Yeah, each of us have talked to him.
There be monsters. I have a debuff I need dispelled when you have a moment. Thank you.
Yep.
I got out of it and then walked right back into it.
I must have had it too because I couldn't. I was like, why can't I click on that? Nope, I've got
still
it. I
got
got to
it.
spell myself.
Where'd this new buff come from? Army something? I figured it came from you, KJ.
Oh, yeah. As soon as the music ends, it'll be gone, though. It should be gone.
It is.
It gives you a high crit.
Gotcha.
But the two things that actually help me do it are on cooldown, so it'll be a while. Or my army of peon thingy. And then the warden's peon activates. So I think that's probably what you saw.
Yes, the army one is what I saw.
Yeah. Helps your direct hit. Wow, that dude did not last as long as I was thinking. Wasted a song on it. Yeah, I'm not very good ranged. I dance around your legs. At least I'm short enough to do it. Ah, shite. When do we need to grab that buff?
I don't know. Limit breaking.
I'm down.
I'm down.
Didn't make it.
I saw a red-eye tainted something, like something else. I wonder if we had to change targets to that, too.
Alright, it says the boss room has 4 pedestals placed in a square around the edges. Once the battle begins, each pedestal will light up with a tainted eye activatable lever. They're important. Make sure you assign one to each party member. Throughout the fight, he will periodically use Demonic Eye, which has a fairly long cast timer. When he starts to cast Demonic Eye, each party member has to activate the Tainted Eye to gain a buff called Gloam that prevents you from taking damage. He will also make his eye targetable from time to time. This is a DPS check. It starts out blue, then turns yellow, then turns red. When the eye turns red, the boss starts stacking damage taken debuffs on the entire party. Lastly, the boss has some rough AoEs. Okay, so basically, we were ignoring the ad. We needed to not ignore the ad. And we also needed to hit the
eyeball, or the
yeah.
buff. Because it seemed to me the one time you hit it the right time, because it almost looked like you didn't get any damage. And I was like, oh, what did you do? Or when did you do it, I guess, is what I was wondering.
It's when he's casting Demonic Eye.
These guys have a kind of a hard... Well, not really. I guess I just need to pay more attention. Because it's above their name and to the side almost. On their casts. You already there, Emo? Yeah.
Grab the ball.
Is his ad up? No, it's not. Never mind.
It is now. Grab the ball. Eyeball is up.
Nice.
Yeah, much easier when you know how to avoid the instant kill attacks.
Yep.
That was a most impressive showing. The third and final stage awaits you. Why are you talking about single combat when there's, 4 of us? And just a note, if you see a cast bar that is highlighted in red, like that one is, you can interrupt it.
Oh, okay.
That is the sign that it's interruptible, that it's highlighted in red like that. Which, in my brain, actually tells me it's not interruptible, but it is.
One would think green, you know, green for go, red for stop.
Well, I would definitely think that red was stopped. But,
right. Wait, was there a healer in this group?
Nope. Tank and 2 archers. But they also rooted me so I could not get out of that area. Not that it appears to have mattered much. Okay, it says this one here. The final boss is a series of battles. It starts with 4 combatants that will try to break apart your party. The Lancer seems to have no aggro table and will target someone randomly. So just kite him around at first. There's a healer, which obviously should die first. The Bard should probably die third, followed by the Gladiator. Keep in mind that these characters appear to have level 50 abilities appropriate to their job. So expect the Gladiator to be using spirits within and such. What is spirits? Is that my AoE attack? What is spirits? I don't even know what that ability is. How do I? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's a single target attack that does more damage the higher his health is. Okay, the second phase starts after the trash people are killed off. A red demon and a little Lalafell named Mumapeo the Beholden show up. Tanks should pick up both of them, kill Mumapeo first because he casts more and chains, etc., etc. The remaining unchained... Let's repeat that. And chains player in place before starting in massive AoE with a slow cast bar. Thal's Fury. The remaining unchained person needs to save them by finding Thal's Scepter, interactive lever in the AoE to unchain the party members so they can before he finishes so they can escape. The damage is pretty severe if it fails. Once Moapeo goes down, the rest of the fight is unremarkable. So basically we need to kill the healer first.
Is that the one on the far left or the far right? No, the far right's the archer.
It's the moss one, the solemn.
Okay, silent moss, got him. And then we go, and then who's second? Is it the archer or the tank?
The Lancer probably goes second.
Okay, because I remember the archer was third is what they're saying.
Okay,
What
just
you say?
right. Lionheart is the Lancer, right?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, because the guy that's second in between the other two guys, he's got a shield and sword, so he's the paladin.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Run, Zora.
the healer down?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sorry. I didn't know the other dude was still up.
Oh yeah, the healer's down. And so is the caster, I guess, or the bard. Okay.
The bard. Yeah, I went after the bard right after the healer because I thought the other guy was down. That was my bad. Sorry. We're killing the Lullafell first, right?
Yes. Limit break them both if you want, KJ.
Shit, I only got the one.
I'm locked.
Whoever isn't locked, go get the Thal Scepter. Run out of the circle.
I'm locked again.
Where is it? Okay.
I like my little leap of faith thing. Slide you.
Yeah.
That fight was fun.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And it's not very often we get a blue item from a dungeon, so.
Oh, that looks good too, I think.
Oh yeah, it does look good.
Of course, black armor always looks good.
Indeed. Just one moment.
Why can I not grab the right thing? There we go.
Hey guys, I think I'm probably going to need to call it a little early tonight. I've been not getting enough sleep this week.
No, that's fine.
Nope, that's understandable.
That's both their faults. I totally agree with you. You know, I don't blame you.
Whatever.
Now, this would be entirely my own fault. Just one moment. Let me take down the stream. All right, guys. We're going to call it here for the night. I will be back tomorrow with Final Fantasy V. Until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. And have a good night.